Why do you look at comment sections? But like, actually think about it. Why do we look at comment sections? To see the perceptions of others, to see what other people are thinking, to seek validation in others? I think there could be several reasons as to why we do it, but I think the most important question is it helping or hurting you? And if you're clicking this video, I would assume you're at least questioning it. So in this video, I kind of want to tell you about my experience with comment sections, how they've made me feel in the past, the effects that I've seen them have on me, and what I try to practice now. So we're going to start with what I used to do. I used to be completely addicted to social media before I took a social media cleanse for about 100 days. I averaged hours upon end on social medias, TikTok, Instagram, especially being the two biggest there. And so not only would I endlessly scroll, but I would endlessly scroll on comments as well, reading what other people were saying, especially on, more of controversial videos. There were so many different topics on things I would look in these comments about and just feel so overwhelmed and so stressed out. The biggest one being my spirituality. How do you say that word? I don't know. Spirituality. That's what I'm going to say. It almost made me leave my religion. I don't like calling it my religion, but at the end of the day, that is what it is. I am a Christian, and reading comments almost made me walk away from Christianity. Anytime you see something that is Christian-related content, a lot of times there's a lot of drama in the comments, ironically. You have some non-Christians trying to argue atheism and all that, but you also have mostly Christians arguing with one another or arguing with the atheists or whatever it is, and just kind of saying, hey, I'm right, you're wrong, and that's the way it is. I still do this sometimes, but not near as much because I've learned to kind of identify when I'm doing it. But I would spend hours reading these comments and not feeling secure in my faith and letting what these other people say be the reality versus of what God and the Bible says. Because something I've learned is that people will twist scriptures. And sometimes they don't even know they're doing it because that's genuinely what they believe. But they will twist scriptures in order to meet the presentation of their side. And another example of what I used to do on a smaller scale is music reviews. Have you ever watched The Needle Drop, Anthony Fantano, or the NFR podcasts? Those are some of the guys that I've gone to for music reviews in the past. And those would stress me out. The comments on those would stress me out. Give you a quick little story and then we're going to move on. But I am a very big NF fan. Not near as much as I used to be. I used to be a little too much of a fan, but I was a younger kid, so that is what it was, going through my own thing. But I still really enjoy NF's music. I think he's very talented. But if you are in the music space, around the music space, you like talking about it, all that stuff, you'll know that NF is actually pretty hated by most of the industry. And in my opinion, that is because of his fans, but we're not even going to get into that whole debacle. We're going to keep this about the comment sections and the reviews. So the reviews I would see are bad. The comment sections are bad, talking about NF. And it made me question everything. And I know this sounds like such a small scale thing because it is. It's just music at the end of the day, and we all have our own opinions. But it was something that stressed me out so much. I made it something that it didn't have to be because of these comments from people I don't even know. So eventually during all of this, I kind of realized the negative effects that social media was having on me, and that I needed to cut it back a little bit because, one, I was spending too much time. Two, I didn't like the things it was doing to me. So that is when I decided to make this video right here, going on a over 100-day social media cleanse. Be sure to go watch that video. I kind of talk about some more things going on in my life at that point. And I would just highly recommend doing that as a whole to kind of reset yourself a little bit, grind yourself back in other things other than your phone and social media. But now let's talk about what I try to do now and how do I feel about certain things now. So firstly, what I try to do now is I have app limits on my phone. I believe I have it set for 3 hours a day between Instagram, Facebook, which I don't even use, but I have it on there. Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, and TikTok. I allow myself 3 hours a day. And that is a good bit, but when you combine all of them, I'm not the best math person, but I think that's about 45 minutes on each a day. If you do go this route, I would say make it your own number. For me, I am trying to be a content creator, so I do have to be on social media to do those things. And it also just kind of matters how busy you are in a day. So I would say set your own number for that. Don't just use 3 hours, because that's what I do, but stick to that number. And when you hit that limit, turn your phone off and stay off of it. But the other thing I do is quite simply tell myself to stop reading the comments. I'm not going to sit here and tell you I never read comments anymore, but it's as simple as saying, hey, when I start seeing all these negative things that are making me feel insecure and question a lot of things, instead of keep on reading it like I always do, I'm just going to turn it off, get off of it, and forget about it. I'm not going to continue to just sit here and torture myself. Let's turn the phone off and go do something productive. But to answer the last question in this video, I want to talk about, have I noticed anything? Has it helped me? And my answer to that is yes. As far as it goes in my spiritual walk, I'm not going to say that stop reading comments is the only thing that helped me. I mean, of course, there were other things involved, but I've gotten more confident in my walk with God, more, accepting of who I am and who he wants me to be and the love that he has for me, instead of questioning it all the time, reading these comments full of things that aren't even true. It's gotten to the point now where a lot of times when I see those comments, I just kind of laugh it off, because it's like, wow, you like actually believe that. That's kind of concerning. And even with the small thing like music, I'm not going to say I'm perfect and I've perfected this. There are times when I still allow my head to just be irrational and come up with all these crazy things. But I have been doing a lot better in just saying, hey, people have different opinions. Not everyone has to like the same thing. That's what makes us different. That's what makes us cool, is we don't all like the same things. We have our each different genres of music like that we like. That's just the way it is, and that's what makes us cool. That's what makes art art. So yeah, that answers all the questions that I had at the beginning of this video. I've been wanting to make this video for a long time. I just have been trying to write a script for it and could never really get it done. So I just sat down and just kind of freestyled all this, and I was like, you know what? This is doing so much better than me trying to organize everything and script it. For some reason, it just wasn't working for this video. So I was like, we're just gonna go from the tippity top of the dome and see what happens. So I hope you guys did enjoy this video. I highly recommend trying a social media cleanse and just limiting times and comments. If you made it this far into the video, you clearly know what I'm talking about and struggle with the comment thing at least a little bit, or you wouldn't have watched this far into the video. So take a break from comments, take a break from social media, limit yourself, put those app limits in place. And I'd say simply the biggest tip is this simple. When you start noticing yourself getting stressed out by comments, close your phone, swipe up on the Instagram, swipe up on TikTok, whatever it is, and just get off of it, because it's not that serious, I promise you. But thank you guys for watching. I gotta shout out my homie Devin real quick for getting me on these Reign energy drinks. They are so good. But I appreciate you guys watching. I will catch you in the next video. Peace.